Hello everybody and welcome in. My name is Yolanda Roos. You are watching my channel, Facilitated Light Well-Being, Healing. The messages are designed to find you when they need to find you, or there's a message you need to be aware of. I have been working a lot this past week or so. My boss went on vacation, so I apologize. The schedule and the videos should be more. The problem I have is that as an energy reader, when my life is a little crazy or I'm not feeling up to par or I'm working a lot, I try not to overtax myself because when I read, it drains my energy. So please just be patient and understanding. Today, I did work, but I had just a normal day, no issues. It's been a roller coaster ride. When the boss goes away and I'm covering, covered in hair, sorry. When I'm covering my boss this vacation, it has been one thing after another. So I'm not sure what you're dealing with in your life, but I feel like the stuff that's happening in the other side of the world is trickling down and affecting. It's almost as if Mercury retrograde's happening. And I know she's not happening. She just finished, but it's like delays and just everything imaginable. And anything that I've been planning for the last week or two, literally for like 2 weeks, everything I planned, I just kind of threw everything to the wind. I don't know if that's what you're dealing with, but if it was going to be something I wanted to do, it would not work out. It would be something different. People calling out, people being sick. It's all I can say is I'm ready for my 2 days off. I don't know if you've dealt with this week. We had solar flares coming in a lot in the last couple weeks. I'm just shuffling this deck up while we're talking so we can get a reading. We'll see what they want to talk to you about. So the solar flares were coming in, causing the temperatures and everything to go up and down, because as we have those electromagnetic plasma coming through, it's stretching out that core, like it's a little magnetic field that goes around the earth and it protects us from the stuff. Well, when that flare is coming through, if it's hitting earth, it's pulling that magnetic field, and the one side that's facing the sun is very thin, so more can come through. So this week you may have dealt with some headaches, fatigue, sickness, even like a little nausea or just feeling exhausted. Not that you were sick, just feeling tired or feeling under the weather, but it could have caused headaches and things of that nature. So just make sure you're staying hydrated, you're getting your rest, because right now you just need, your body is receiving extra energy that it's having to process. So don't worry about it. I mean, I'm not saying don't go to the doctor, but if you're just feeling tired, and just give yourself this week to see if it levels out. If it doesn't, then definitely go to the doctor. You know, we don't want you to not go. But I have a feeling a lot of the stuff is just this residual energy from the wars that are going on. You have the solar flares, you have the change of seasons, you have the tilting, you have the core of the earth, which is at a Schumann resonance that's super high and responding to what's coming in from the sun, because they respond to each other. So as the sun comes in, it causes the electromagnetic energy, which is a positive or a higher vibrancy at an ionic level. And then you have the earth trying to compensate. So it's sending out this extra energy because it's responding to what's coming in. Because in science, everything wants to be in homeostasis. That's balance. So as the more sun rays come in, the Schumann resonance, I think, has gone up. That's my take on it, because that's what seems to be. As this cycle, this peak of the sun flares is coming through, the earth has responded and gone up at the same time. So I'm not really sure what's going to come through. I haven't been on. It's been about 5 days, but I just wanted to make sure I could check in with you guys. I had some free time. I took a little rest, so I feel, you know, rejuvenated to come and talk to you guys. So we'll see what the spirits have to do. Kind of bring to you little tidbit. Spirit guides, angels most high, seeking wisdom for the collective. What message do you have for them to be aware of? So we're just going to pop some cards and see what comes out for you. What messages do you have? Thank you for your presence, your guidance, and your love. Only messages of understanding, light that we need to hear to become better. So this channel is about lifting you up. I read energy, It's meant to help you see something that could be getting in the way, hindering, or causing you some problems. So your first card out, and it flipped itself, is the Page of Wands. And the Page of Wands is kind of like an energy of creativity and putting like being in a creative state, but it's reversed when it came out. So it intentionally flipped over. So maybe you're feeling a little stagnant. You kind of like, I feel like this is what I'm getting when I pull this card. You want to be creative, but the energy behind it is just, you can't seem to get it. Like I want to do stuff all week. I wanted to fix this and do that and go here and do this, and didn't happen because I'd come home and I'd be like, oh my gosh, or I'd be exhausted, or I was frustrated and I was angry. So when you're frustrated, you're angry, you don't feel well, you're not usually in a very creative state of mind. So maybe that was, you know, what's been happening or going on, or just being patient. And then you got the High Priestess, and the High Priestess is about intuition, listening to your gut, a higher perspective. So I feel like with the two cards coming out, there's been, listen to your intuition, and maybe you're getting things that's why it's causing you. Because if you're not getting the downloads and you're not getting what's going on, you may be tired, you may be blocked, you may be dealing with some stuff, there might be distractions. Maybe you need to get centered and see what these cards are trying to tell you. Like if you feel like you're wanting to be creative, but you don't seem to like be able to get it, you might need to meditate or figure out what's blocking you, what's getting in the way. How can we get through this? What would they need to do as a collective? What do we need to be focusing on or thinking on? The Empress, yeah, creation. So basically what we need to be trying to focus on is what do you want to create? What do you want to birth? This is a new time, a new era, a new platform. Basically, we're going into higher things. Is there any other thing that they should be focusing on or thinking on during this time? King of Swords, logic, good leadership, getting intuition, or not intuition, I'm sorry, getting information from people that have been there, done that. They're wise, not education, wisdom, learned knowledge through experience, and being a good leader, being a person that is using common sense. And if they don't know, they're going and asking for help from somebody that is already been there or done it, or a master. Anything else for the collective? The Magician. Yeah. Creating the life that you want, having all the tools you need to create. It's just getting yourself into the creation mode. I think that's what it is. It's like we want to create something. We want to be able to have this world, have this experience, new things. We want to create this world. It is available, but we have to tap into it. Okay. Making a choice. Yes. So there's some choices that need to be made. There are some things that we have to decide on. We could be that we're at a turning point, and we know there's some changes that need to happen, but we don't know which way to go right now. So I feel like it's telling you it's time to create. It's time to manifest. But what we need to do is we need to become, I'm hearing grounded. You need to get grounded. You need to be thinking logically. You need to understand what you want to create, because you can't really create with chaotic stuff. And I feel like there's been a little bit of a block for us as humanity, because we're moving out of the old into the new, but we're kind of in that limbo space, like that they talk about 4D is that limbo between 3D and 5D, and it's frequency. It's how we perceive, how we live, our vibration, where we are, how we're looking at things, how we're processing things. It's a frequency, which is like a wavelength and energy, and not physical. It's like energetic. And as we're coming into this, I think we've kind of been disconnected and off. Our bodies are changing. Our energy is changing. Everything is in the process of changing. But now I feel like it's time to create the new thing that you are understanding, or it's coming to the point where you're understanding what you would like. So now it's creation time. Now it's choices. What are we going to do? How are we going to do it? We need to create, but we need to create logically and be a good leader. So we need to take our energy and be focusing on what we want to do and choose a path or choose how we want to live. Choose the path that we want to take. Bottom of the deck, we have 3 of Pentacles and 10 of Pentacles. So collaborating, oh yeah, and 4 of Wands. We are getting ready to go on our path, our new path. And as things open up, there's going to be 2 roads, guys. One's going to the 5D, one's going to the 3D. And we have to choose the path that we want to take. And then once we figure out on that path, then we have to figure out, how are we going to get there? What do we need to do? What do we have to remove from our life? What do we have to add to our life? So this might be a time when you're going to be asked to focus on things, to create or start creating, thinking on, because manifestation comes from the thoughts that you have. Sometimes it is physical things, but it starts, a manifestation is having all the tools in place to create what you want, but you have to think it in, you have to put it into place, you have to grow it, tend to it, and you have to keep it going. And then it becomes like a part of your reality. But the swords is your thought. It's what you're thinking on, what you're wanting to create. You haven't created it yet. So if your thoughts are scattered and they're all over the place, you're not really going to create anything because you're not focused on anything. You're just going to kind of be having all, or you might have a dribs and drabs of this and you do that and you're like, oh, no, I don't want to. Like if you're all over the place and you really don't have a focus, you won't have a focus in your life and you'll just kind of be going through life. Okay. You are enough. So believe that what you're doing, stop sabotaging what you're doing. A lot of times we are our own worst enemy. We are telling ourselves that it's not, like we're not good enough or we can't do that. And then laugh at yourself. So maybe there's some things you've been going through that you're kind of being very harsh with yourself when you don't need to be, because you're a human. You're going through life as a soul, experiencing it through the experience of being a human. Love does not judge. So that includes yourself. Stop judging yourself. So there's some people out there that need to hear, it's okay if you made a mistake. It's okay if you had a trial. It's okay if you didn't do it right the first time. It's okay. You learn from your mistakes. You learn from doing things the wrong way or not as conducive of positive outcomes. Like you might kind of have it right, but you can say, oh, maybe I can tweak this a little bit so I can get it so it's easier. You know, it's more feasible for me to do it. So I think there's some of us out there that are beating ourselves up because we're not perfect. I don't know if that's been mentally fed to you, or you feel like you have to be perfect, or you're just a person that likes to be all together. But normally when you're like that, it's because it came from somebody wanting you to be the best. And sometimes being the best or trying to be perfect is exhausting. It's simply exhausting. And sometimes we do it and we don't even realize we're doing it. We got tiptoeing, acting shady, sneaking around, avoiding getting caught. So there might be some things that are happening around you that are happening behind the scenes. Someone's being sneaky. Keep that in mind. Or you are being sneaky. There's something you're doing or somebody's doing that it's a risk of getting caught. Dirty money, illegal activities, thievery, and laundering. Okay, so there's something going on. I don't know who this is for, or if this is like a warning. Oh, and my hand's itching. That's the losing hand. So this is the message. There is something going on behind the scenes, or trying to take something from you or thieve from you. So please be very careful. This is a warning, okay? So something's going on where you need to be very careful, because somebody behind the scenes, or like a scheme or an online thing, just be careful, okay? And then you've got this one. Whew, the cards are popping. Sleeping Princess, unmotivated, procrastinating, putting things off. And then the other one is Cloud 9, emotional fulfillment, expectations meet ecstatic. Okay, so I think what we're doing, it's the same thing. It's like we want something, we want to have this fulfillment, but we are dealing with that stagnancy from those first set of cards. This is another message. So there's something going on. There's two different messages. There's somebody that's got something going on behind, or they're doing something, or that you are possibly being victimized by something like a scam, or someone's, behind the scenes taking stuff from you and being, or somebody's, doing something that you're not aware of, like the Seven of Swords type of energy, deception. But then this is the other thing, is that there's some stuff going on that I don't think you can help. You want this fulfillment. You want it. So be careful. Because right now I feel like you're in kind of a stagnant place, because I either feel because of life or because of something that's happened, it's kind of put you in a slump. So maybe something has happened. Something has kind of... they say popped your balloon or took the wind out of your sails. Maybe you're dealing with a setback. Maybe something came in and it took you down. And now you're having to try to get back up. And the universe is like, come on, we can do this. You had a setback. Maybe you fell victim to something and you lost some money. Maybe somebody, you didn't read the fine print, and now you're stuck in something and you have to just get out of it. You have to get maybe some help, some legal help, or you have to find a way to get past it. And sometimes when we get caught in a scheme and we get played, we beat ourselves up because we think, oh, we should have known. Well, they're really good at it. Okay, so don't beat yourself up. Try to recover. Try to get through it. Whatever it is that's happening that was taken or misleading to you, or somebody said they loved you and they were hanging out, and then all of a sudden had somebody else on the side, they were using you for whatever. There's somebody that was used, and there's people that were using people. So be careful, okay? Because either you're going to get found out, or you're going to have to recover from something that happened, okay? And it's okay. You're not perfect. You want the best from people, and you want to believe the best. And sometimes the ignorance, not stupidity, ignorance gets in the way that you're not aware of it, okay? So is there anything else we need to be aware of to protect us? Is there something we need to be prepared of? So I would say just be careful with like online things. Maybe if there's people and you're getting that gut instinct that something's not right, listen to it, okay? And then we've got make-believe, fantasy, feeding into illusions, disappointment, and then adulting, mature efforts, being responsible, keeping shit in check. Yeah, there's something that happened and you wanted to believe something, or you wanted to believe it could happen, and they're saying, make sure you're being realistic. Make sure you're not living in this illusion or fantasy, or you believed something and then it disappointed you, and it's time to just, okay, so you screwed up. Time to fix it. Time to be the adult. Time to say, okay, I got had, or somebody used me, or I'm playing a game myself and I need to stop. If this is you, whatever you're doing to scheme, you need to stop, because it's going to come back to you. This is what I'm feeling. If you are the person that's doing it, and I'm hoping not, but if you are the person that's scheming somebody, it's coming back to you. And it could take you down. So be careful. Or you could get caught. Or you could lose something very valuable because you're doing things you're not supposed to. And the person that is getting used, just be careful. And know that it's you. If you get scammed or you get, somebody wasn't honest with you. You're human, and it happens. It's not that it's good. It's that you need to recover. You need to get through it and move on. And you need to do whatever you need to do to recover from it. And that could even be going to the police for something, if there's something going on that's on a legal matter. All right. Sandalwood unifies body, mind, and spirit. Maybe you need to get grounded, and you need to get everything back where it needs to be. Because if you've been traumatized, or you've been upset, or you're beating yourself up, or you're going through some self-sabotage, you're not grounded. You need to find your grounding so you can be logical, so you can fix what's going on. Maybe you've had a mishap and you need to fix it. All right, Cypress aids transition and transformation. And that could be part of it too. Your life is going through, a rebirth. And as you're going through rebirth, everything's new. Everything's kind of hard. And there could be things that are being not taken away, ripped away from you. And that's a hard thing to deal with sometimes, especially if they're things that you're used to or you're very attached to. And you could be, living in the illusion that you can still live the old life that you lived. And the reality is that no, you can't. You have to start changing, or you have to start seeing things for what they are. You have to stop being abused or being taken advantage of, or wanting something that isn't totally realistic. Or you need to start manifesting. If you're not happy with your life and you're in a situation where you feel stuck, you need to start making an action as an adult or as a person to get out of it, to free yourself from it. But you have to make the steps. You have to choose to be better. You have to choose what you want to do. And nobody said it was easy. It's that you have to make the first step to change in your life. Your next one is Kubaiba? I don't know. Bridges body and mind. So getting in contact with yourself, your higher self, being spiritually aware, connecting on the High Priestess is also more like higher powers, connecting with the actual human body so that you can receive the messages, being open, being grounded, being calm. 444, protective magic. Yeah, you need somebody's being taken advantage of, or possibly being manipulated. Your prayers were heard. You're being heard. Be assured that your angels are guiding you, surrounding you, and answering your prayers for protection. It may be a time of struggle, but you are being led into the light by divine forces. Take a moment now to thank your angels for their protective presence in your life. So you might have some discomfort. There might be a little bit, but because you are understanding it, and maybe you're asking for help, or know that it could have been worse. That's what I'm hearing. It could have been worse. That your angels might have, like, I don't know if you've watched NCIS, but they did a Denozo and the guy smacked him in the back of the head. Your angels might have given you a Denozo to say, pay attention. You're not seeing. You're being taken advantage of, or you're being used, or this is not legit. You need to be careful. And you just thought, that's like that intuition thing. And it is, but it's, your angels are protecting you. They don't want you to have a problem. They don't want you to be, hurt or damaged. That's why they're given to you. So if you're listening, and if you are trying to keep yourself grounded and not be so like, whoa, all over the place and upset about everything and, worrying about everybody else's things, focus on healing yourself. Focus on being good to yourself. Positive talk, feeding your body, taking care of your health, taking care of your mental health. You need to focus on you. It's not a selfish thing. You can't help anybody if you're a wreck. So you're just going to be a problem to somebody if you don't fix it. And then you have this one. This is Buffalo Spirit. The abundant universe will provide. Yes. If there's something that's happened or something's coming through, they're going to provide for you. Life is a mystery. You're not going to know everything. What excitingness would it be if you knew what was coming? How would you, anticipate things, or have surprise, or have, hopefulness, or working towards something? If you already knew what was happening, that would be boring. You're not supposed to know everything. This that I do is energy. I'm not going to tell you exactly what's going to happen because I don't know, and everything changes. So there's no way to really totally know it. And why would you want to know everything? I mean, that's just cheating. That's like, I can only tell you the energy. So energy is, this is how it could affect you, but you can choose to manipulate it, to absorb it, to change it. Knowing what you have, it just helps you navigate a little better, or to be aware when something comes up. You're like, oh, this must be what they're talking about. I think I'm going to steer this way, or I'm going to go this way. Or if I say you're going to have lack, you might say, oh, maybe I won't go crazy with that because I might have a tire break, or I might have a bill that comes in I'm not expected. You know, maybe I'll just hold off spending my money. And then the next week your car breaks down and you're like, oh, see, thank God I listened to it. That's the type of stuff. It's not going to ever tell you exactly what's happening, because even if I tell you exactly what's going to happen, and I was an intuitive and I was a psychic. I'm not a psychic. I have intuitive abilities, but like if I could see things, if I tell you, you're going to change it because you're not going to be of the element of surprise. You're going to know. So you're going to do something different or premeditate a different response, and you're going to put yourself on a different trajectory. So knowing is nice, but it doesn't change it, because now you're not going to know the new outcome because you know that part. So now you're not really, you might be a little more prepared, which could change the overall effect of everything. So that's why when you get your cards read, you're asking for validation, information that could help you, things to consider. That's why I don't read like a fortune teller, because when I tell you, you just changed it again. You'd have to come and see me every couple days or every week to really stay totally accurate, and nobody has that time or money, you know? And you're not supposed to live like that, okay? You're supposed to live and experience life and make choices, free will, of how you're going to do the things. So as you make a choice, every choice you have to make supposedly is a new timeline. This is quantum physics. So because there's two different outcomes. So if you were to choose this way, you could end up over there. And if you choose this way, you're going to end up over there. And then as that one goes, it's going to keep branching like a tree, because life is full of choices. So keep that in mind. You know, just because you make one choice doesn't mean you haven't made another choice in another timeline or another realm or another dimension. So it's okay. You're living in this dimension, in this place right now. You make the choice that you feel is the best for you right now. Don't worry about what you did, could have done, would have done, should have done. Right now, you make the decision. And if it's not working, you choose a different decision, or you redirect your course. It's okay. Nobody's going to have you stuck in one place. You might have to deal with mishaps or really good things, whatever, but you can redirect yourself. And when you're making choices, you're making them for right now. You're kind of considering the future, but usually it's a split second. You make a decision, you know, and every little thing you choose makes a difference in how your life unfolds. All right, use your mind wisely. That's a cute little piggy. Okay, so use your mind wisely, please. That was part of the first ones that was talking about wise counsel, being a good leader. I think I'm going to get one more card to finish us up. I feel like this is just a warning or a pre-thing to like take care of yourself. Be aware of the surroundings. There could be something going on, or you could be partaking in things that you should stop. You should be honest, or you should be, you know, considering a new route. Or if you're the person, because remember, as a collective, when I read, there's somebody doing and someone receiving. So there's some of you that need to be aware that you could be getting deceived right now, and you need to be wise as to what you do, and you need to be wise with as you're choosing and making decisions. Try not to be haphazard, because you have all the tools in your hand to create the life you want. You have to choose it, though. It doesn't get chosen for you. You have to choose, and when you don't choose, that's your choice. Then it just, sometimes people make the choice for you, and it's being a choice, but it's not, because you're not really making it. So you're in the hands of somebody else. All right, so what do we have as a finishing message for the collective for today to finish off this reading? Is there a message for them? These are those big honking cards. They're pretty, but let's see. Any messages, please, spirit guides? One message. Okay, we're going to collect one soon. Let's see. All right, so we're just going to take one. They're being stubborn. All right, so this is the cactuses when I was in Arizona with my aunt. This says, you may need to declutter at this time. Clean, organize, remove things from your life that are no longer needed for your mind or surroundings from things that are getting in the way. All right, so this makes me feel that there are things in your life. I mean, you could be decluttering your house because your energy is going to be affected by what's around you. But this is what I think the point is. There are things in your life that you have to choose to remove, add, fix, adjust, because what was happening before might not be happening now, or what was serving you before might not be serving you now. The things in your closet might not be what you're wearing or doing. I mean, this is just a simple adage. So you have to remove the things that you no longer wear or that you don't like or they don't fit you. Say you're skinnier, you're fatter, whatever. It is what it is. Take the crap out that you're not using. Take the people that aren't serving you. Take out the bad habits that you see are not serving you. That's the idea. It's not just like clean your house. It's things that don't serve you. You have to make a choice. If you want to be at a better place and you want to be happier and you want to be succeeding, finding happiness, creating the life you want, you have to start cleaning out the things that are not working in your life. So I feel like that's one of the main messages, and the fact that there's something going on. Either you're deceiving yourself or someone's deceiving you. So however, that, because it said illusion. So you could be living in your own delusion that everything's fine or whatever. And you know, deep down, you're telling yourself it's okay, but deep down, you know, it's not, and it has to be removed, or you need to add something to your life to make it better. I hope this will help you. Like I said, I will be back on a regular basis. I apologize. My work schedule will go back to normal. Have a great day. Protect yourself. Ask your angels, the divine, and the universe for help wherever you need it, and they will hear you, help you, and what you pull in is what you think on. So think on good things, positive things, and get away from that stinking thinking. Have a great day, guys. We'll see you soon.